And we back like broad straps with Voch Lombardi. We're taking a look at Josh Jacobs today, running back number 8, Alabama. So if I can sum up Josh Jacobs in like a handful of words, right? I'm like, okay, he's a physical, tough, north and south running back with some wiggle that caught 4 passes versus Auburn. You know what I mean? Like that's the best way I can kind of sum it up for you. Because Alabama, it's a lot of guys in that offense, man. Whether it be Josh or Damian, they got Irv at tight end. They got some receivers that can really play. So usage kind of gets moved around a bit. Sometimes there's a big game from Damian, or there's a big game from Josh. Or Josh can catch the ball, is what I'm saying. That's why I had to add 4 catches versus Auburn. If you want to see him catch the ball, go watch him in that game and you'll see. But he has some wiggle, and he's for the most part a nasty north-south tough finishy guy. I think he's a bell cow back in the league. Now, is he like a top 10 guy like I saw in some of these mock drafts? Man, I ain't ready to say all that, man. When I see a top 10 guy at running back, right, I think okay, cool. Let's look at it like this, right? If Josh Jacobs was like a top 5 back, in which I've seen in plenty mocks, or a top 10, if he was a top 10 back, right, he would be what he is, but as fast and as quick as Saquon would be. Like, I know Saquon is rare, but that's the difference that we're talking about here, right? Like, Zeke is 200 and mad pounds, but he was a hurdler. You know what I mean? Like, he was a legitimate track dude. You know what I mean? Josh Jacobs has his value in certain places. Like I said, he's gonna be a bell cow back. He's gonna be a starter. He's going to be a damn good back, I think. It's just running over people, stiff-arming people, getting people the hell up out of here. I think he's going to be a top-tier back in the league, right? But while I'm not saying he's not a top 10 pick, is I think if he had some Devin Singletary type quickness and just a little more speed on the back end, like if you combine all those traits, then I would consider him as a top 10 guy. He's fine the way he is. I just don't consider him a top 10 guy, but I do think he's going to be a running back that could be really good in this league. Let's get into some more film. So let's go back to my wording. Let's go back to some wiggle is what I said. He's a tough north and south running back with some wiggle. You know what I mean? He has some wiggle, right? And I don't want to just flat out categorize him as a power back. I think he's a lot more balanced than that. I think he has a lot more speed and some wiggle than most guys you would categorize as a power back. He's not slow-footed. Can't think of an example or whatever, but he does have some kind of wiggle. Now, is this elite, top 10 wiggle? Nah, this ain't like Saquon Barkley, nothing like that. That's the example I'm using. But he does have enough wiggle, I think, to survive in the National Football League. You know what I mean? This is 100% the bag I want Josh Jacobs to be a part of. Find your lane, get north and south, run that dude over, man. Oh, when you get on these perimeters, boy, you finish your food. Come on, Josh. Dog, I don't want Josh Jacobs shaking anybody, right? This is the making of a bell cow running back, my guy. You know what I mean? Like, okay, for example, if you look at the Cowboys, right? Take Zeke. How many times have you been watching a Cowboy game and it'll be like a -1 yard, but Zeke will turn that thing into like a +3 or a +4 just because he keeps his feet moving. Just because he's a tough runner. I like tough runners, finishing runners. Every now and then, Josh will think he's faster and quicker than what he really is. And to be fair, he's faster and quicker than a lot of guys. But this is a game of projection. We're projecting here, and I think he'll just be better as a bell cow between the tackles. He can bounce sometimes if he sees it. He'll win a foot race or two, but I want him to run over people. I don't want him shaking nobody. Finish your food, son. Finish your food before you go outside. Put that controller down. I want this kid to fly. Oh, goddamn. That's Josh Jacobs, though, man. I said I wasn't going to be here long, man. I didn't want to make an incredibly long film session about Josh because I feel like I can sum up Josh in a handful of plays. Now, I always encourage people to watch film on their own. Don't just take my word and run with it. Go see for your damn self and come up, and tell me what you come up with and come back here. What happened here with Josh? I want you to plant that foot earlier. But you know, go watch film on your own and come back here and let's have a conversation after this, man. You know, I'm not the end all be all. So like I said, if you want to see Josh catching passes, man, he caught 4 versus Auburn. You know what I mean? Go watch that. Go watch that game. As a blocker, I've seen some plays here and there of Josh blocking, man. You know, not really nothing I got to show you, man. I think he just needs to work on his block technique. Just in the interest of not making the video long as hell, man. You can go check that out on your own, man. I think he's a very willing blocker. I think that's Alabama coaching though, because Damian got the same kind of willingness. I think he's a very willing blocker. You know, just got to work on some you know, technique stuff, and we'll be good to go. All right, there's a part 2 coming. The part 2 is going to be with Damian Harris, so we'll cross that road in a minute. It might come out tomorrow. We'll see. I don't know. But till then, man, y'all like the video. Hold it down for the Doski Woski. This was a short, quick one. Go grab some merch, and appreciate y'all. Salute. Peace.